This week, we're going to highlight a 10-year high in December corn futures for this time of year. We're going to take a look at weather trends for both Brazil and the U.S. And we're going to highlight the latest export sales trends for U.S. corn. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the corn market. We've moved into the final stage of April here, and we've really seen some increased volatility in corn prices. Let's start out this week highlighting how high December new crop 2021 corn futures are trading. And we've looked at this slide before, but now we've actually added yet another year of 2011 here. The reason we have is that we're now looking at December 2021 corn futures trading at the highest level for the end of April since 2011. So you have to go back 10 years. Tremendous volatility here. We think tremendous opportunity. This is where you want to continue to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage this price volatility. Let's move on now and focus on one of those factors that is behind this increased price volatility. That's the dryness currently being experienced by the corn crop in Brazil. Now, we've taken a look at this slide before, but this is where the corn is grown in Brazil. Looking at Mato Grosso is that far northern state. That's the largest state by far. However, as you move south, when you combine those other three states, it's very close to actually a little bit more than what Mato Grosso grows. And those are the areas, as we'll see in a second, that are experiencing dryness. Let's move on now and focus on those trends in Brazil corn. Now, our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-Storm Weather. We're focusing on the 30-day subsoil dryness, and as we just briefly mentioned, the further north you go, the more ample soil moisture there is. But as you move further south, you can see those red and dark red areas imply a lack of precip. Let's move on now and focus on the next 2 weeks. Look at the most moisture over the next 2 weeks is going to be above that red line or below that blue line. You can see quite a bit of that corn in Brazil is between those two lines, and that's what's really ignited this market here moving into the last week of April. Now let's look forward into the forecast for next week, May 4th through the 10th. There is some rainfall moving in here. Now it'll be critical, particularly moving into this weekend, looking at this short-term forecast for that time period. Will there be more rain forecast for that area or less? This is what's the trigger or the recipe for price volatility. Let's move on now and focus on U.S. corn planting progress. You can see here across the country we're at 17% planted as of April 25th. That's slightly behind the 5-year average of 20%. Let's now look at the historical trends in planting progress for the last 5 years. You can see that on average, about 32% or nearly a third of the corn crop is planted between April 25th and May 9th. That's what makes these next couple weeks pretty critical weather-wise. Let's take a look at that short-term forecast for the U.S. Now we're looking at through Thursday of this week. You can see the further east you go, the heavier the moisture, not near as much in the west and the northern plains. Now we're stretching into next week, May 3rd through the 10th. More widespread area north and south across the Midwest here. So there may be some stop and go in terms of corn planting here moving into the first week in May. Let's wrap things up this week, switching to the corn export market. This first slide looks at the unshipped sales of U.S. corn. You can see that's a record level here for 2020-21. 512 million bushels, or about 47% of that, is to China. That's a real unknown here. But right now they continue to show active lifting, if you will, of those unshipped sales, but that is a wild card moving forward. Let's wrap things up looking at the total sales of corn. Now we're looking at a record amount of sales of corn for this 2021 marketing year, about 99% of the USDA annual forecast. Now the big wild card, of course, as you mentioned, is what is China going to do? Are they going to lift those remaining unshipped sales? Are they going to roll some of those sales to 22, or might they cancel some of those sales? This is a recipe for price volatility. We also think it's a recipe for price opportunity for you as a producer. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants. We'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss an upload. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.